Hi golfers, Nick here from GOLFTEC Singapore. Today I have with me the new Taylormade P790 2019 version, and also I have the 2017 version. So I was quite excited when Taylormade said they were launching a new P790. First of all, I wondered what it was going to be called, and obviously they've kept the same name. Second of all, I wondered how they're going to change it, and second of all, I don't think they've changed a lot really. When you take a look at the club, when you sit it down behind the ball, it's really difficult to tell the difference. I know they've changed the shape in the toe. The main changes you can see from the back of the club is they've changed sort of the colour scheme, so slightly more chrome in the new version, and they've increased the amount of tungsten in the back as well. So there's 15% extra tungsten in the new P790, which is there to lower the centre of gravity and increase the launch. They've kept the same loft, so 30.5 degrees for a 7-iron. So it'd be interesting to see whether that extra bit of tungsten does make a difference, whether it makes a difference in the launch, whether we see more ball speed. I know they've thinned out the face slightly as well, so I'm interested to see how these two clubs shape up. I'm going to hit 10 shots with both of them. I've got the same Dynamic Gold S300 shaft which I use, so I'm going to try and do this as fair as possible, hit 10 shots, then we're going to sit down afterwards and compare the data. So first up, we're going to try the 2017 model. I've got the Dynamic Gold S300 shafts in, so we're going to use the same shaft, and we've got Titleist Pro V1 golf balls. So we're going to hit 10 shots of each and then compare the data, see if there's any difference between these two golf clubs. So yeah, 2017, like really popular club this one. I think it feels good. It's just slight clickiness to the strike as you hit off the face, but it does perform. That's picture around 180. It wasn't exactly out the middle of that either. So it's going to be interesting to see how the feel compares between this one and the 2019. But pretty good start, so we hit 10 shots. Okay, so that's 10 shots with the 2017. A couple of little pushes out to the right, but apart from that, feels pretty good. It's pitching around about 180, which is quite long for a 7-iron. So let's move on now and test out the 2019. Okay, so next up, 2019 P790. So interesting to see how it compares, but also feels. So I've put the same shaft in. Looks very similar, hard to tell the difference really. Feels pretty good shot. I caught that a tiny bit off the bottom, but I could get the feedback from it. It's a pretty straight shot. So it's pitched just over 170, so probably lost a little bit of ball speed there in the strike. So let's keep going and see what the averages are and see if this feels any different. Okay, so that's 10 shots with the P790 2019. Performance-wise, very similar. Very similar. I don't think there's much in it. I'm going to sit down now and take a look at that data. In terms of the feel, feels slightly firmer off the face. I prefer the feel. The 17 version just comes off, feels like it just springs off the face a little bit more, which may equate to more ball speed. But in terms of the feel, I prefer 2019. Looks, can't really tell the difference. Let's sit down, take a look at that data. So you see me get the 10 shots there on the GC2. So first thing we do is just compare the data, and I'll bring it up on the screen here so you can see. So we've got 2017 and then 2019. First up, just taking a look at the ball speed there. About 1 mile an hour faster with 2017. Obviously that's a combination of 10 shots. I didn't delete any shots, they were all just 10 shots in a row, so it kind of tried to make it as fair as possible. So kind of similar, within 1 mile an hour, and obviously there was a couple of little missed hits in there as well. So in terms of the range of those shots, both of them around about 121 to 131 roughly. So a little bit of a range in sort of the ball speed. That was down to the strike. Obviously that was 10 shots in a row. Looking at the launch angle, half a degree higher with 2017. I know with the 2019 model they've got this extra bit of tungsten to sort of lower the CG to help with the launch, but in the way I hit it was very similar, very 16.5 and 17.1 average. In terms of backspin, again very similar, 6,000 average for 17, 5984 for 2019, very similar. And in the carry distance, 180 yards with 2017 and 179 yards with 2019. So the stats there very similar. If we take a look at the ball flight now, so looking at the top view, sort of the pattern here in the blue one, which is 2017, the white in 2019, again virtually identical by the look from the top view, maybe slightly tighter with 19. Taking a look at the side view for the ball flight, again very similar, maybe slightly tighter for 19. In terms of sort of the direction control, if you like, out of those 10 shots, I hit one shot more than 15 yards offline with 19, but I hit 3 shots more than 15 yards offline with a 17, so probably slightly tighter in terms of dispersion for 19, but numbers very, very similar. Okay, 1 yard longer with 17, but other than that, very, very similar. So after I hit those 10 shots, I thought I would sort of experiment a little bit and actually had 30 shots in a row with both clubs, alternated them 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 to make it as fair as possible. And looking at the averages of those, I'll put them on the screen. So ball speed average with 17 was 127.3 compared to 125.7, so about a mile and a half faster with 17. Launch angle 17.1 with 17 and 16.2 with 19, so about a degree higher with 17. Backspin very similar, so 6,096 with 17 and 6,016 with 19. And then carry distance 180.3 with 17 and 178.7 with 19. So very similar. Very. You look at those numbers compared to the 10 shots and then the 30 shots. 17 edges it in the data, but obviously that was the shots that I hit. I put the same shaft, I put the same lie angle, tried to make that as fair as possible, and I didn't delete any shots. I just hit 30 shots straight. I thought that would be the fairest way to compare them. So with those 30 shots, I'll just show you the ball flights as well. So we have the top views, so you can see the comparison there between 17 and 19, and the side view. Maybe slightly tighter dispersion with 19. Other than that, there was a lot of similarities. So my verdict there would be that I think Taylormade produced such a good club in 2017 that with the 19 version they didn't want to change too much, and you can see that with the performance of the club. It's very similar, which I'm sort of really pleased about, because the 2017 model was probably one of the best centre clubs I've ever sold. The improvements I think are actually more in the sound and the feel. So 17 for me sounded a little bit sort of clicky off the face. It sounded more powerful to me. It sounded like the ball was springing off the face a little bit faster than 19, but with 19 for me it was a more solid feel. So even though the stats probably edged it on 17 in the way I hit it, I think personally I do prefer 19. I think they've made some improvements in the sound and feel, which for me is quite an important factor. I think when I'm on the golf course, feedback I get through the face and the feel and the sound is very important to me. Now, an extra 1 mile an hour in club head speed or 1 yard extra carry, it's not going to make much difference to me. Some people that may make a difference, but for me, there's club performance was very similar, but 19 edges it on the sound and feel. So thanks for watching, golfers. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions, any comments, if you tried these clubs out, interested to hear your thoughts, put them in the box below. So my suggestion to you is probably test these clubs out. Like I've found very similar results, but you guys might find some different results out there. So thanks for watching, golfers, and we'll see you again soon.